Tolo has very much defined the media landscape in Afghanistan over the past 2 decades.
سلام با خبرش
که برتر افغانستان که 5 سال پیش
one which celebrates music, which celebrates other aspects of Afghan culture in all of its richness, which celebrates debate, which celebrates humor.
Tolo reintroduced female voices on their airwaves on the screen and really broke down so many barriers to really challenge the status quo and to challenge what's happening in the country.
Led by Afghans, developed by Afghans, a free media environment that held their government to account.
Tolo TV and our company is committed to press freedom, to a better future of Afghanistan, and we appreciate America Abroad Media for honoring us and for putting this event up tonight. Thank you so much.
President Biden announced Thursday that the U.S. military mission in Afghanistan will come to an end August 31st following 20 years of conflict.
از سوی دیگر با افتادن بندر اسلام قلعه و گمرک تورغوندی به دست طالبان، ایران و پاکستان مرزهایشان را با افغانستان بستند. اسلام قلعه
While so many of the institutions were crumbling around the Afghan people and people were watching in shock and horror, everyone was holding their breath. They were waiting to see what would happen. Would this mean the end of Tolo News? 4 months on, we can see that they survived, and even though that remains uncertain and it's difficult to know what the future holds, they've managed to really strike a balance, and we see some intense debates taking place on Tolo Network.
او البته دا دغه یو څه دی چې د تیرو څلوېښتو کلونو راهیسې را روان دي، خو مشروعیت په ټوپک په متروکه نه ګټل کېږي.
لکه څنګه چې مخکې مو یو خبر درلود چې په هغه کې ښاغلي ملا یعقوب ویلي ول چې هیڅوک حق نه لري تر څو د حکومتي چارواکو کورونو ته ورننوځي، د دوی موټرونه واخلي. دغه څرګندونې څنګه ارزوئ اوس مهال؟
When we look at Afghans at Tolo who, despite the risks, despite the fears, despite the incredible challenges, who in the face of the Taliban have not flinched, but continue to do what they have always done. That is an extraordinary thing.
And now to present our first award, here's Margaret Brennan, moderator of CBS Face the Nation and CBS Chief Foreign Correspondent.
Thank you, Biana. And we are delighted to have the chairman of the Mobi Media Group and the CEO and chairman of Tolo TV, Saad Mohseni, with us this evening to receive the AAM Award. Saad, congrats and congratulations to all of your colleagues who've done so much work at Tolo.
Thank you, and thanks to America Abroad Media and, of course, Aaron and people we've known for a long, long time. And it's a great honor, but I think it really is an award for the Afghan media community, the media family, which has done so much over the last 20 years and continues to do so much in and outside of Afghanistan.
You mentioned the last 2 decades, and as we know, the U.S. military presence is no longer in Afghanistan. It came to a very chaotic end to those 20 years. But when you look at what Tolo has been able to do over those decades, how do you think you've contributed to the building up of Afghanistan, and why do you think you were able to be successful?
Well, I think we had room and we had safety nets. We had an Afghanistan which was actually quite democratic. We had institutions. We had the international community, and its presence also provided us with a degree security, you can say. So these were all safety nets that allowed the media sector to develop. And it's one of the gains of the country.
How have you been able to actually stay on the air? And how dangerous is it to be a journalist right now?
Well, I think it's dangerous and I think it's difficult. And, to be honest with you, I think what's happened to date is partially it's a reflection of the Taliban not having enough bandwidth to deal with the media. They have issued some directives, but I think it's going to become a lot more restrictive as to whether we can continue operating from within the country. I think it's a 50-50 thing.
How much censorship is there right now?
Well, there's no censorship per se, but we had to take some preemptive actions. For example, we've dropped the music shows. The sort of risque soap operas are off, but we still have period dramas and we have Korean soap operas and we have Sufi music. We've started to bring music back very slowly. News-wise, it's pretty much as it was, except we're doing it in a less provocative way, if you can call it that. But pretty much the stuff that needs discussing, women's rights, human rights abuses, up until a few weeks ago, the fighting inside of Afghanistan, international sanctions, these things are actually, covered on a day-to-day basis.
What will you do if the Taliban closes down Tolo?
Tolo will always continue, whether it's from within the country or from the outside. It's an important institution. As I mentioned before, media has been one of the great success stories of the country, and we have this commitment to keep going.
How would you stay on the air, though? How do you become a channel in exile, essentially?
Yeah, I don't like the term over the horizon, but it's almost like we'll have to have operations outside. We have enough people, and I think with social media and everything else, and we can have a remote operation. We've done it before for other countries, and we can do the same for Afghanistan. What's important is that the brand is very strong. People will continue to watch it. A lot of people have satellite. That's our commitment, and I believe our viewers will follow us.
Saad, thank you for the journalism that you and the people at Tolo have provided and the window into Afghanistan that you have given us. AAM salute you and your team for all your tremendous contributions to independent media in Afghanistan.
Thank you, Margaret.